An AEW star has publicly come out and said that they will not re-sign with the company. This is the first one that I could think of, so we're going to talk about that. Also, WWE has a huge push planned for one of their rising stars. I'm going to tell you if I think it's a good idea or a bad idea. And then also Jake Hager, aka Jack Swagger, he's come out and revealed that he has no plans to do Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, which I thought was something very, very interesting. So we're going to talk about it. If you guys want more news videos, you know how it goes. I bring you my opinion. I would love to hear yours in the comment section down below. So Bloodsport is pretty popular amongst indie wrestling fans. And of course, as time has gone on, Bloodsport has brought in some pretty big names. Obviously, we saw Minoru Suzuki. We saw Killer Kelly after she left WWE. We saw Jon Moxley. You know, there's quite a few names that have taken participation within this organization. Now, I've always been curious as to why Jack Swagger, aka Jake Hager, was not on this, largely due to the fact that he's an actual, MMA guy within Bellator. So basically what ends up happening is he reveals in a new interview with Renee Young, or Renee Paquette, whatever you guys want to know her, whatever you know her as. They were talking about it, and he basically says he has heat with this guy, and he has no intentions of working for Bloodsport, which I feel like if Jack Swagger, Jake Hager, were to be on Bloodsport, not only would it probably draw, but also at the same time too, it would be a really good look for AEW having more involvement on things like this. Because of course, AEW stars have been seen on GCW. We have seen them in AAW. We have seen them in the indies. And then of course, obviously we saw Moxley on Bloodsport. I always thought it would be a cool idea for Jake Hager to be there. And it's, for me, my belief is this. If you have AEW, which has this open door policy with everybody, it's not a bad idea to have your guys go and do things like this, because there are quite a bit of people who watch Bloodsport but actually don't watch like WWE or AEW. I don't know how big that number is, but that is something that is relatively known. Like Bloodsport has a pretty good viewership and pretty big intrigue from people that are fans of MMA, because this style of wrestling is actually very cool in their eyes. I like Bloodsport. I think, we're about to get Terminus pretty soon. I think there is definitely an audience for that type of stuff. It would have been cool to see Jake Hager there. WWE has some big plans for Austin Theory. You may have noticed this recently. Austin Theory's winning matches. He's getting pushed. He's on TV. He stole the egg. He's on TV with Vince McMahon. He got slapped by Vince McMahon. Everybody is curious as to why this is even a thing. Ever since Austin Theory actually came from Evolve to WWE, NXT, just in general, he was pretty high up on Vince McMahon's list. We saw that in the pandemic when he was immediately paired with Seth Rollins and AOP. And basically what has happened now, after he went to NXT and did the whole thing with Johnny Gargano and The Way, WWE has big plans for him. And I know right now with Day One, the pay-per-view for WWE, there are plans for Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins and Big E. And I'm not saying that they're going to make this a fatal four-way match, but there is some sort of belief that Austin Theory could be involved in the title picture in the near future. Now, I understand why a lot of people would hate the idea of him being overexposed, being pushed to the top immediately. But of course, the biggest argument in WWE is that they fail to produce new stars. I'm not saying Austin Theory is going to be that guy, but it is very clear right now that WWE does see big things in him and they have plans to push him. Now, the real question is, can Austin Theory get over, mainly as a heel at the moment? And should he be the one to win the WWE Championship from Big E? My personal opinion is no. I think Big E is doing great as a WWE champion as it stands. I do want to see Big E put someone else over, because I think that would be a really, really big moment for whoever that person is. I'm just not sure if it's Austin Theory. I think Austin Theory needs to go and he needs to keep working his way up there. And I think, maybe the mid card, that's cool. I look at a guy maybe like Damian Priest as one who could take the belt off Big E. But as it stands, I don't think Austin Theory should be the guy, despite the fact that there are big plans for him on the main roster. All right, guys, if you did not know, Big Swole just came out with a statement on Instagram and Twitter. Social media is running wild. Obviously, we haven't heard this much news from anybody in AEW basically saying they're quitting. This is her statement. Big Swole says, "Over the past couple months, my life has taken on the mantra, Grow, learn, and change. Dealing with shadow work took strength I didn't know I had. I thank God for my loving family because they got me through some of the roughest months of my life, but I realized the real test is application. So I took my leap, and after speaking with Tony Khan and AEW higher officials, we've decided to not renew my contract with All Elite Wrestling. This was a hard decision, but a needed one. I am grateful for their understanding and that we could mutually come to this agreement. I've enjoyed my time with AEW and wish them all the best. I appreciate their love and welcoming me into the family. Today is my last day, and as bittersweet as it is, I am proud to say that I lived my dreams while making a difference. That is Swole mentality. I'm actually like really excited that people have the courage to like just go out there and do what they want. I like that. I think, you know, it's very tough, especially to be on a national television product and sit there and like, if you don't want to be there, you shouldn't have to be there. And the fact that she has the courage to say, look, this is like my dream job and I'm leaving it. Obviously, she wants to go and be happy and do what she wants, and whatever it may be. Maybe it's not even wrestling. Maybe it is. Maybe it's wrestling elsewhere. That's exciting. That's exciting that AEW 1 allows it, and they're not like, this is mutual, right? This is not dramatic. This is not drama. There's no gossip here. There's no issues. But I did find it interesting that Big Swole, you know, I always thought she should have been a big star on AEW. I always thought we were going to get that. And unfortunately, we didn't really get to see her too much on Dynamite. You know, Big Swole was somebody I always thought would be a massive talent. And then I was really shocked when WWE had her and they didn't really do anything with her. And then obviously she goes to AEW and they do something with her. Ultimately, in my opinion, it's a good thing that people can go into the office with Tony Khan and the higher ups and say, look, I don't want to re-sign my contract. And again, there's no gossip. There's no negativity surrounding that, because I think a lot of times in situations like this, we look at WWE and how they release stars and people asking for their release and all this stuff. It always looks bad. In AEW, though, thus far, since the company's been around, there is no drama around the people leaving. And I do think that is a really good thing. Whatever she ends up doing next, it's going to be very interesting. If she's still in the world of pro wrestling, I hope everything works out in terms of, you know, I think there is a lot she can accomplish, obviously. So if she has that ability to keep going out there and wrestle, wherever it may be, I think she'll be great. Obviously, if she chooses to step away from wrestling for good, obviously, best of luck to her. You know, it's very, very interesting. I always thought for sure we would see her and Cedric Alexander together on AEW television at some point, and now that just doesn't seem like it's a thing. So nonetheless, she's doing it her way. That's a good thing, right? So I'm all with it. I'm very curious to see if there's more contracts expiring. Who else will leave? Who's going to come? Who's going to go? As you guys know, I'll keep you updated. So thank you again so much for watching this video. Don't forget, if you guys watch more videos, just go ahead and click one of the videos up on the screen. I would greatly appreciate it. And hey, don't forget to subscribe and like this video and comment and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.